Hi, my name is Maddie. I am a current electrical engineering student at the University of Washington.
My name is Anton Sederquist. I'm a recent graduate of the Electrical Engineering Department at the University of Washington.
And for our project, we developed a Vibrotactile gait cueing system for use in patients with cerebral palsy. When we talk about gait, there's a couple parameters we need to define. One is cadence, which is the number of steps you take per minute, and another is gait symmetry, which is the ratio of time that you spend in each gait phase. Variability in either of these parameters is unhealthy and typically needs to be addressed through physical therapy. When it comes to patients with cerebral palsy, you can see from the figure on the right that they tend to walk with both less symmetry and more variability than their typically developing peers, which makes them more prone to health risks. One method of addressing this is called auditory cueing therapy, which is where sounds are used to indicate to a user that they should either lift up their foot or put it back down. It's been pretty successful in patients so far, but one issue with it is that it's strictly clinical, and clinical gait performance doesn't tend to reflect real life walking very well, and it requires access to a therapist or physician, which isn't easy to obtain for all patients. So we wanted to address these issues with clinical therapy by creating a wearable method of gait therapy that can be used in non-clinical settings and is therefore more accessible.
So in order to allow for discrete non-clinical therapy, we made our system wearable. We utilize a Raspberry Pi 4 powered by a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack located at the fanny pack on the user's waist. The Raspberry Pi 4 collects data from accelerometers located on the outsides of both ankles. Once a trial has begun, 4 steps are counted for, and then once 4 steps have been registered, vibrations at coin buzzers located along the inside of the waistband of the fanny pack worn by the user begin. And once the trial is said to be over and the gait parameters are displayed for the user on a remote desktop connection. In order to allow for gait monitoring, we utilize an algorithm which searches for peaks in accelerometer data. These peaks define stance and swing times. And so we use these stance and swing times to quantify gait parameters for the user and to allow for better insight into gait patterns. In order to enable gait cueing, we use coin buzzers located at the hip flexors on the front of the waistband to enable toe lift indication. And then we utilize 2 coin buzzers above the glutes at the rear in order to enable cueing for heel strikes. And then we use pulse width modulation to control the vibrations to optimize the response for each patient.